Okay, whoa. Okay, guys, what's up? I have not been vlogging lately, and I did talk about that briefly in my Q&A Whisper Challenge video that I did with Autumn that you can see here. There's a couple reasons for that. This camera, this one is the one that I usually use. If I try and turn it on, this part no longer opens. It's just stuck. So if anyone has any idea of how to fix that, if you can point me to any websites, that'd be great. I'll probably be able to vlog better, vlog more. Or if you know anywhere that I can get it repaired for fairly cheap, that'd be great. It's like Sony RX100 Mark III. If not, then just keep watching this video. Anyway, so I'm vlogging on my iPhone again. I figured I'd start things back up with a Q&A. And naturally, I went on my Instagram, posted a picture, and I asked you guys to ask me questions about vlogging specifically. So I'll answer as many as I can right here, right now. Okay, first question is, do I get lots of tips from Benji and Judy? No, not really. There have been a few things, like in terms of YouTube in general. In terms of vlogging, I mostly just, the only kind of interaction we've had in terms of our vlogs is Benji one time lent me his camera, which led me to buy this camera because I really liked using a point and shoot. And unfortunately that didn't work out for me because now my point and shoot is broken. But that was really good advice from Benji because it really totally changes the game in terms of vlogging. But in terms of other tips from them, we haven't really talked about that ever. Another question from the same person was, how did I originally learn to edit? So a long time ago, I'm gonna say when I was in 5th grade, which was 8 or 9 years ago, I learned about YouTube, and that was really the big changing point. Is I saw YouTube and I thought YouTube was fantastic. I thought it was the coolest thing. I watched every single YouTuber. I thought it was the coolest thing that you could just make something, post it, and have something that you made seen by other people. And you could share your perspective, and you could share your ideas, and you could have fun, and just share it with the world. I thought it was the coolest thing. And so my parents were hesitant at first, so they had a little bit of monitoring stuff like that, but I really pushed them and asked them, hey, can I have my own YouTube channel? So I made a YouTube channel. I'm not going to tell you the name. It's not this channel, I can tell you that much. And I posted a video, which I will also not tell you the name of. Maybe sometime I'll show you. Basically, I ended up making a video that I filmed on my parents' camera. I took that footage off it wasn't even an SD card. I had to like plug it in with a USB cable into the old PC that I had, and I edited it on Windows Movie Maker. I did not have any cuts at all. It was just a title sequence with the like Windows Movie Maker title sequence, one clip, which is probably about a minute long, and then credits. It was terrible. It was absolutely horrifically terrible. That's really what got me hooked. I just really liked it for some reason, so I kept making videos, and the way I learned to edit was through making videos. So I would go, and eventually I was like, okay, how do I cut something? Because I noticed that when other people make these videos, they're like changing angles, and it's like, it was revolutionary for me. And I was like, okay. So I looked it up on YouTube. There's so many great tutorials on YouTube on how to edit, but for the most part, it was just like, look something up on a forum, type it in on Google, go to YouTube really quick, learn how to do one little thing at a time, and then over the last, 8 years, I have really learned, just, figured out my own style, figured out how to do the basics, and then a little bit more. Next question is, what do I like the most about vlogging? It's hard to say the thing that I like the most. There's a lot of things. First of all, I really love creating. Creating videos and just creating in general is my passion. Surprisingly, that's one of the reasons why I want to be an engineer, is because you kind of optimize and you in a sense, you design something that is then created. So it's like your things that are in your brain are then made into the real world. And that's exactly what videos are too. It's like, I think of something that I want to do, and then I film it, and then I make it, basically. It's the creation process is so complex, and that's what I really love about making things, and that's one of the reasons why I love vlogging. But then the question's like, why do you vlog instead of, make like movies or things like that? Well, I do both. Although obviously I vlog every single day, I don't make a movie every single day. The reason why I vlog is because there's an audience interaction. So things like this, the Q&As, where you guys ask me questions, I find super awesome. Autumn has said this before, but it's like having a bunch of friends on the internet that ask you questions, and then you can answer them, or you can talk about ideas that you have together, and I find that really cool. So the community aspect of YouTube and vlogging in general are one of the reasons why I really love vlogging. Here's an interesting question, and I've talked about this before. I'll read the whole question to you instead of paraphrasing. It says, I know you look up to Casey Neistat, and I was just wondering what your opinion is on original content, in particular what he talks about in his vlogs, short skirts, and rip-off artists. Here's what I realized. So I've talked about this before. I made a vlog called, like, Am I a Copycat or something like that. It was very early in doing my vlogs, which is funny to say because I've only been doing it for like a few months, and there's been a couple months or like a couple long stretches of time where I haven't vlogged, and so really no one is any expert on vlogging. Everyone has their own style. And in that vlog, I asked, am I copying Casey Neistat? And the answer that I thought then was like, kind of maybe, but then now over, it's been over 70 videos I think I've made, which is more videos than I've made in my entire life. I mean, it's like, there's definitely similarities. I do time lapses, but I've learned that a bunch of people do time lapses in their vlogs, so it's not like a unique Casey Neistat thing. It's just something that I've always done. I've always done time lapses, and I just happen to put them in my vlogs, and Casey Neistat also happens to put them in his vlogs as well. So it's not like I stole that from him. He didn't invent time lapses. In fact, if there's anyone who I stole it from, it was Mystery Guitar Man, because I watched Mystery Guitar Man back in the day, and he was the one who got me interested in time-lapse photography. Last point is that if you go back and watch some of my old videos, you'll realize that my style is in a lot of ways already similar to Casey's. So I've been doing a lot of comparison to Casey here just because I think that's really what it's asking about. Lots of montages. Some of them have voiceovers / like little parts where, there's not montage, basically. My opinion on what he talks about in that vlog, which is short skirts and rip-off artists, is that the only way you can truly rip someone off is if you're stealing their idea. Making videos for 7 or 8 years before I started vlogging, it's really hard for me to go and totally change directions and totally just steal something from someone. So there's definitely aspects to that. I love his vlogs so much, and there are some things that I do take from his vlog, some small things that I really like. But I also do that from other people, There's a great quote from, it's ironic because this quote is actually attributed to, Picasso and Steve Jobs and a bunch of people. So someone stole it from someone, but the quote is, good artist copy, great artist steal. And so the idea is that everything's already been done. Well, pretty much everything's already been done. If you can really think of something new, then that's pretty miraculous and amazing. What's new about creation is how you arrange it. So how do you take those things from other people and turn it into something that's your own? Or how do you add your own style to it? I'm kind of just rambling at this point, but I guess it's not always true, but, that's my thoughts on it currently. It'll probably change over the next, few months or few years. Okay, a couple more questions. The last one's going to be kind of fun. This one first, though. Does vlogging have a therapeutic aspect for you? And they're asking, getting away from people and stress and talking about school. The answer is yes, kind of. I get stressed every once in a while, but I really try and keep a positive outlook and really have a growth mindset, and I try and view my failures not as, terrible things that happen in my life, but as learning experiences. And so a lot of times when I'm stressed, I don't need, it's just because in the moment I'm trying to get something done. It's not necessarily therapeutic, I would say, but it's more of a focusing tool. I don't really know if that makes any sense at all, but it gives me something to latch onto and gives me something to do every single day that I really like to do. Okay, last question. So the question is, can you make the kind of looks people give you when you vlog in public? I don't know if I can do it. I'm not a very good actor. That's why I usually like to be behind the camera instead of in front of the camera. But there was a clip in one of my old vlogs where I was doing a Q&A actually, and I was like, okay, these people are all giving me really weird looks because I was sitting down eating pizza in Local Point. I think I'm gonna try and do a quick Q&A here. I'm gonna enjoy this pizza all by myself, and I had a camera sitting down in front of me, and I was talking to it, and everyone was just like, what is this guy doing? And I thought it was really funny because then I was like, okay, I'll show you guys. And I turned around. These are all the people who were looking at me really weird. And then this dude just kind of looks up and gives me the weirdest look. I'll show a clip of it here.
I think that's all for now. I'll show you everyone around me who's like kind of creeped out by me right now. Solve a little bit of pizza. Once I'm done with that, I'm going back over to Ode. This is everyone who is giving me weird looks.
It was just, I don't know, it was just so perfect because of, you know, what happened in the situation. So yeah, I don't really know if I'm going to be doing anything else tonight. So thank you for watching the Q&A.